after, a lifetime,
Right.
5 years roughly.
About that. I mean, Rachel got a job, so that takes up a lot of her time. But we're
Schedule
like,
changes.
yeah, but we're like, hey, we should try to. I'm gonna open this. Satisfying. Mm. But we should try to actually, you know, do it once a week.
Yeah.
And I've been
I
working
miss
on,
this.
yeah, and I've been working on my podcast, and that is definitely my main focus. And
Absolutely.
if you like true crime, go check it out at Crime Theories. So one thing,
And YouTube. Definitely
yeah,
watch her YouTube. She has lots of info there. This is
yeah,
more just fun. We're shooting the shit. This is how we process and hang out.
exactly.
So,
This is good for our mental health. We need this.
this, yes, we talk about mental health. Honestly, it's not so much to help you, it's to help us.
And you're more than welcome to be on the ride, the journey with us. So I need to talk about something because it's on my mind right now, and I just had a mental breakdown about it, and I had to completely
Please do.
redo my makeup. So I might cry
Oh
again. We'll
no.
see.
Yeah,
Um,
please do. I mean, not, but do what you
so
gotta
it
do.
is.
Yes.
It is a little crime related, but it's also me related, and this is really just like I I can't believe it. Like,
Is it about the asshole? Go,
which
go
one?
on, go on, go on, go on. Which one? Yeah, go on. We'll find out.
So, um, fuck, I can't even remember what the name of that thing was anymore. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Have you heard of or watched Sound of Freedom?
I've heard of, I have not watched it. I kind of want to,
You
knowing
know,
that it's gonna be emotional. It's gonna be a
so you
lot.
know what it's about, right?
Yeah, based on true story, not a exact accounting. Yeah, like not a documentary, but based on what this guy actually did. Yes.
Does.
Well, like how it started, kind of deal, right?
I haven't
But
seen it.
yes, yes. Oh, okay. From what I've heard, it's like the first time he went out and did it. But yes, he does this actively. He actively is a badass.
So, funny or not, I used to work with him.
Ooh.
Well, literally, I worked for him when I did my laundry stuff. I'd go up there every week and go get him and his family's laundry when they lived up in Eagle Mountain, and then they switched. They moved from Eagle Mountain down to,
Elsewhere.
oh crap, I can't remember where. Anyway, I went there too. And then the pandemic hit, and then we kind of split off from there. But I mean, so I've talked to him a few times, right? And
Yeah.
obviously with my past and stuff like that, like I never really fully got into it with him, but I knew what he did. Like I was like, dude, that is awesome. Like, okay, so let's just get into this. People are saying that sex trafficking is not real. That this
I
whole thing
wish.
is dramatizing and showing like that this actually just shows that what we actually create the need for sex trafficking.
How?
So this woman claims that she went on a raid. This was 10 years ago with them. She claims that she was a mommy blogger from here and part of the Church of Jesus Christ. And she said because he was a man, she felt like she had to go on the raid with him. Okay. So,
That's a me problem.
okay.
Sorry, I'm making noise. Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna get out some chocolate because I haven't eaten today. So chocolate is gonna be my breakfast. Don't judge. I need to empty my fridge because I have stuff in there. We'll talk about this later, probably another episode. I've been depressed lately, so the eggs you gave me forever ago,
Mhm.
they're still in there. I never cooked them. Like
If they're
I
If they're still 4 months old, they're good. They're good for
Yeah,
4
I'm
months.
like, I haven't done like anyway. So the point is I need to do that today and then I'm gonna order groceries so I have real food again. But like the 2 loaves of bread I got
Yeah.
forever ago, yeah, it's moldy now. So I can't have toast or anything. So let me grab this. I'm making noise. I'm making noise. Okay, I've got 4 now. Good. Go.
Okay. Okay. So this woman is claiming that she was on there 10 years ago. Okay. First of all, I've got to say, to as running a business, too, guess what? You freaking evolve and you figure out how to do things better. That's how you learn and that's how you grow as a business. Secondly,
Yeah, you don't say
she,
this didn't work. Let's give up.
she said, I was a mommy blogger and I felt like I couldn't say no because he was a man of Jesus Christ. Um,
Oh, bullshit. She's an
That's
idiot.
your problem. That is your problem. Like, that is your problem. I'm sorry. Like, she was a mommy blogger for LDS and all this stuff. Anyway,
Wait,
so
the church doesn't have.
that had the beliefs of the LDS. Like, so she's a
Gotcha, gotcha,
mommy
gotcha, gotcha.
blogger
Mommy
that was
blogger
LDS.
sharing beliefs thing. Got you. Okay, I'm with you
Yeah.
now.
A LDS mommy blogger that also like shares her beliefs in the religion and all this stuff, right?
Share shit about that. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
totally got it. With it.
Totally fine. That's fine and everything. But now she's like, yeah, I felt like I couldn't because when you're in that, only the men hold the priesthood, so they know what to do, and you're supposed to be like their little
Which is a
slaves.
lie. And that's all bullshit. Just caveat here, real quick, for anyone listening. Yes, we believe that men have the priesthood. They have offices of the priesthood that women don't. However, women have the priesthood too. Priesthood blanket statement is the ability to act in God's name. We all have that. So, and to the whole we listen to the men thing with the offices of the priesthood, yes, there's guidance from the men and stuff. Yes, I kind of believe in that. However, there's this thing called something that I'll think of, but what it means is you only have authority. That's the wrong word, so don't hate on the LDS for that. Um over who you do. Like stewardship, that's the word, stewardship. So, for me, having the priesthood, I have stewardship over my house and my dogs. If I was married, my husband would have stewardship over me, yes, but that doesn't mean I do everything he says. It means he would have ability to get inspiration for me or what he should do for me. And then if it's something where it's like, hey, I feel like I need to counsel you about this, that doesn't mean I do it. It means I then take it and say, okay, Heavenly Father, this person who has stewardship over me says this. What do I do with that? Even then, it's not a blanket statement. You do it. It
Yeah.
means they have ability to guide or counsel, not dictate. It's not a dictatorship. So yes, this is 100%. This woman is a bitch. Go on.
That and well, you know what? I can't understand if she was raised in Utah and to believe that because that is very pushed upon here in Utah.
It
I'll just
is.
put
It
that.
is. It is a
It
cultural
doesn't.
belief here. It's
It
an
doesn't.
inaccurate belief. It's not a doctrine belief.
It doesn't represent the church as a whole. I'll just say that. You
Yes.
know.
Yes. Thank you. I wanted to get that out there for anyone listening. That is someone who is taking a belief system and making it a cult system. That's what it
Yep.
is.
And sadly enough, that does happen here a lot in Utah.
And there's men
Okay.
and women who believe that. And it's
Right.
wrong, but whatever.
Right. So I haven't seen this movie. I was just listening to an interview. Like actually I didn't even know that it was about this movie. I just said it said what's the problem with kids and sex trafficking, okay? And so she goes
A
and
lot.
says that 10 years ago that she went on this raid and that what they did is they were having like a sex party for pedophiles
Okay.
and they
The
basically.
raid, what they were raiding, not them. Okay.
Right. And I don't know exactly how they did this. And apparently she didn't
Fair.
either. She didn't ask a lot of questions, she said, which that's on you. That's on you.
She's just an
Um,
idiot.
But I assume,
Bless her.
and this could be totally wrong, but it could be like the black market or something in that area that he knew how to do connections with and be like, "Hey, I want to have a, pedophile party. Can you get some underage kids that you think would consent to this, and we'll deal out how much money I owe you for the services." Okay? So there are
Yeah.
26 kids that are loaded onto a bus, and then they come to this house, and they have, like, a
And this
pool
is in the
and
US.
yes.
Like, this
This
is
is in
yeah.
Utah. Yeah.
Okay.
So they go and they have this pool, and then they have, they get sodas out for them, and they're like, "Hey, just have a fun time, like, no parents needed,"
End of story. That's a fun
Like
party.
that's a fun party to
Not
go
end of
to.
story. Okay, then what
And
happens?
and then she says that, "Oh, I was just there to spectate, and I thought I was just supposed to be in the back, like, where the kids were." No, he asked you to come here and document it as a reporter. So, and to get the word out about this is happening more. So he asked her, "Hey, come in here, I want you to take notes, film, whatever, um, so that we can get documentation of this." And he's like getting out thousands of dollars and naming out every service he's gonna have, be like, "Okay, I want this, this, and this for this girl and this girl and this guy here."
Oh, so heartbreaking. Yes.
Okay. And then so and then what happens is some sort of officer comes in, because these guys are
F?
fucking selling children, and now we have it on tape. Hello. Um, and she as well, and this was wrong. She as well got put down to the ground and like handcuffed.
He, did you say, or she?
She did. She did.
Well, they don't know who's in on it and who isn't at first. Like,
Yes.
anyway.
Yes.
Okay.
So so and she was taken by surprise by this, and she's like, "I wasn't even supposed to be in that room to begin with. Like, I was just supposed to document everything." Bitch, what the fuck? Okay, you think that the whole thing's just gonna happen outside where the kids are chilling? No, no.
No, it's all hidden.
Okay, and then she's like, then I talked to, a real person that deals with child sex trafficking, and they said that not how it should be done, and that's not how the law should do it. Here's my problem. 19 years ago, I was sex trafficked. Okay? I told adults, I told police officers, I went out of my way and I told people, and guess what? Like, I felt like nothing happened until one of these girls told their parents, and their parents contacted the FBI and got them involved. My word didn't freaking matter when 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 they raided my house. They treated me like I was one of the predators. I don't know how they couldn't see I was only 17, but they treated me as such. They broke the door down. I hid, and then I went in and I hid in the bathroom, and I would not come out. I was like, nope, because I thought they were another person that was going to come and attack me, and abuse me.
This
I
is with
thought
your
that.
ex, right?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
I thought that he wasn't home. So I locked myself in the bathroom, and they're trying to talk to me. I tried to get out the window. So what do? They're trying to like get me, and then they go to the window and like try to talk to me. And
Understandable from their perspective. They don't know what's going on. Let's get everyone. Yeah.
but they break down the door. I had three grown men holding me, and I'm freaking out. Okay, they throw me in the back of the vehicle. They throw me in a holding cell. I'm there for hours. I tell them, I'm only 17. I don't know what's going on. I literally don't know. I've never been through a raid. I've never had to go through any of that. I'm like,
Hopefully never again. Yeah.
I don't I don't know what's going on. They fingerprinted me. They treated me as a criminal. I was 17. Okay? 17. Okay, should he have told, officers or whatever,
Not have
"Hey, this
prepared.
girl is for me, and hey, this is what's gonna happen"? Absolutely. Was that 10 years ago, and was that when they started, and this was all new to them too? Yeah, yeah.
They didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't have experience with it.
So and she's like, "Yeah, well, those 26 kids, then we went to go take them to, like, a rehab that can deal with all their emotional stuff and, like and then find their homes and everything." They said that they didn't have enough room to take them in, so they let them go, like, 2 weeks later, and they're back on the street, and who knows, they could have been then actually sexually trafficked, and I'm sitting here like, "Okay, you do you not hear that this is a bigger problem? That we don't have enough space to take care of these kids and deal with this? You're gonna sit here and you're gonna blame him for this?"
It's a big issue. So, yes, sex trafficking happens. Yes, we need to be more prepared if we're going to do raids and stuff so that we know what's going to happen to the adults and the people who are on the right side. And we need more stuff in place for after. That doesn't mean sex trafficking isn't happening. That doesn't mean
Yeah,
he's not doing something good.
yeah. So, I have not seen the movie. I have watched one other interview with him, so he could defend, like, his side, right?
Mhm.
I heard that side, let's hear this side, right? He doesn't even call her out by name, he just is like, "You know who you are," um, that is trying to make this seem like a terrible thing. Um, Kudos to him for that.
Respectful.
But this also brings up another subject, and this is gonna get all touchy, and I know I'm gonna piss some people off, but this is gonna happen here because
Does not.
mm, he said flat out, that there are quite a bit of sex predators right now who are trying to get kids to change their gender and grooming them to come over to them so that they feel safe so that they can sexually harass them and sexually abuse them.
Why does changing gender play into it? I
Because
don't not believe you, but
Okay, so for here in the state of Utah, because we have such conservative parents that are such in the LDS view that, I mean, gay has become a little bit more, oh, okay, acceptable. But
oh, so
trans is,
parents will ostracize the kids and then they get to be the, "Oh, I'll comfort you. I'll help you." So it's a way they don't care about the kid's gender.
nope,
It's a way to separate them from their parents, a way to make them
yep,
vulnerable.
yep.
Ugh.
Oh, I'll get you the testosterone that you need. Oh, I'll get you those hormones that you need. Oh, you want like some sort of surgery? I'll pay for that for you.
So a way it's just another tool. It's just another tool. Kind of
Let
like
me
people who get kids on drugs or something. Same idea.
exactly,
Where it's,
exactly.
I need to make you vulnerable. I need to make
Hmm.
you dependent on me. I need to remove it's the same
It's
thing people
grooming.
do. Totally. It's what abusive partners do in a with adults where
Mhm.
they start out consenting and then separate you from your friends because you're making bad choices. So why would your friends want to hang out with it's all that. It's the
Don't
same thing with
Yep.
kids, different tool. Got you.
Don't get me wrong here, okay? You're an adult. Do whatever the fuck you want. Just like that guy that decided to buy that fursuit and now he identifies as a dog because he thought he was
Weird
being a
stuff
dog.
happens. Weird stuff happens. It's fine. You're
You
an
know what?
adult. Do you?
Yeah, that could have bought a shit ton
And
of
a
therapy,
kid
but
who is
whatever.
bringing it up, that's the problem is there are transgender kids, but uh, the issue is parents need to be understanding and supportive, whatever that looks like, so that it can't be used against the child. Because
Yes.
if a parent is like, "Oh, you're transgender, let's buy you different clothes. Let's look at this from a medical perspective. Let's do things." Then the predator doesn't have somewhere to get in. But if the parent says, "Screw you, you're not my child.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're absolutely my daughter," then someone else has an in. Someone else has a way to step in and be the supportive person that the parent isn't.
Let me say this though. There's a difference, and as a parent, you need to protect your child. And there's a difference between supporting them and being, let's say, Jane is now Jim and dressing in those type of clothes, and telling Jane that's now Jim, let's go get your boobs removed.
Oh, no, that's where I'm saying, Adrian, this isn't to talk about I really don't want to get into the discussion of what is or isn't good for parents to do for their transgender child with medical stuff. That's why I say talk to the doctor, make smart choices, but be
Be
supportive emotionally because the emotional support is where these
Yeah,
let's stay on the topic of the of pedophiles and stuff who can
right.
get your kids. So if you are being supportive of your child, whatever that means, then the predator doesn't have
A
an
way
in
in.
with them. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's exactly like, I mean, with drugs, am I gonna condone my child to do drugs?
No, but
No.
if you ostracize them, then they're going to turn to someone else who will be supportive. Not That's not saying you should support them in doing drugs, but support them as a person while trying to help them and get them clean, like all that kind of thing. Like,
Find the root of that problem. Don't just slap a Band-Aid on it.
yeah, yeah. Be involved in your children's lives. Be open with them. One thing my a good friend told me, I was in a class with a bunch of people and stuff, and they were talking about parenting and suggestions, and it was actually about relationship, like couples relationships, because we were all single. It was a dating thing where they were saying, um, he said this applies to kids as well. He has like 7 daughters, ranging from like 2 to 17. He said, don't learn because this can be a learned trait. Learn to not react. Learn to take a breath and be calm when kids tell you anything. If your kid swears, don't and you're a non-swearing family, not Adrian or me. Don't be like, "Oh, you swore." Say like, "Oh, where'd you learn that word?" Like talk about it, don't freak out. Because that allows your kids to come to you about bigger things knowing you're not going to freak out on them. Because if you freak out on them, then if a kid asks them, "Hey, you want to do drugs?" and they come tell you, whether it's yes, I did it, no, I didn't, what have you, they know you're a safe place. But
Mm,
if you
mhm.
don't, if you react over the little things, "Oh my gosh, you got a bad grade," they're not going to come to you about the big things. He said he and his wife do this, and his kids, like one of his kids, like a 12-year-old or something, asked him, "Dad, like at the dinner table, Dad, what's a blowjob?" Because they didn't know. They didn't know this is an appropriate conversation for the 5-year-old sister to hear. Like they had no idea. They just heard the term, were willing to ask, and they were able to have a conversation that was appropriate for everyone present and then answer questions privately. And it turned out years later, kid comes home, one of the kids, that one or another one, doesn't matter, from a date, and they always check in with mom and dad. They don't have to, whatever their rules were. They came in and said, "Hey, mom, dad, I'm home," and then they left, and then popped the door open and said, "He tried to French me. I didn't like it. I told him not to. Bye." Like they're open. So
But if you freak out over that, guess what? Your kid's gonna react and think that that's not okay to talk about with you. Not at all, but, like, not just it's not okay to talk
so
about, but it's
don't
not
freak
okay
out about
with
things.
you.
Even if here's the thing too. Don't freak out. Also show concern, but if a kid comes and tells you someone hurt them, don't react to the other kid. Like, don't, "Oh my gosh, that's terrible." Because little kids don't always know that if you do that, you're reacting to the other kid. They see the
Mm.
reaction and they feel that energy. I, as a kid, I don't remember what it was, but I told my parents something. Oh no, it's when it it was when my sister told them something and they freaked out about
Mhm.
about the perpetrator. And that scared me to not want to tell
Mhm.
them things. I learned as I grew up, like, oh, that, obviously. But as a kid, be a safe space where you can say, if your kid says it, show concern. Say, how'd that make you feel? And if they're really uncomfortable, you're right, that was unhealthy of them. And then when the kid is gone, freak out, yell, go for a drive if you need to be like, that fucking asshole, I'm calling the police, what have you. And I mean, but calmly tell them their behavior wasn't good. You're right. I am going to take care of this. I'm going to call the police. I'm going to protect you. Like, take care of them, but don't blow up about the situation because they often don't know the difference between blowing up at them and blowing up about the situation.
Mm. Yeah, that makes
Just
sense.
some advice from someone. I'm not a parent,
Who
but
doesn't
I
have
have
kids?
been a child. I've been the child, so I know what it's like to be a child. People forget that. People are like, "Oh, you're not a parent, so you don't know." Yeah, but I went through it. Like, I
And you
don't know
went
all the
through it
privilege things
and you went through it
the
with
wrong way.
parents that did, stuff
The
like
wrong
that,
way.
so
Yeah, yeah. They're great parents. I think most parents, if you love your kid and are trying, you're a good parent.
Mm.
Does that mean you're perfect? No. Nobody is.
Have you ever
I
had this?
wouldn't be a great parent. I have not. How do you feel about it? I
I
don't like
like it.
strawberry.
It's
That's
pineapple passion fruit.
okay.
It's sparkling water. It's gotten 100 on Yuka.
Just a reminder, everyone, we do have ADHD.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that happened. Um, Yuka though, I love Yuka. You can scan
It's super
anything.
healthy, right?
Well, no, you can scan anything, and then it will tell you what's in it. And
Oh, it's an app or something. I'm thinking Yuka, the
yeah,
food.
no, it's an app, and like you scan it, see, like it will tell you what's in your food. Like
Nice.
it says, like these
If it's
baby
actually
Jill
good for you or
slices
not.
were poor, and I wanted to know why. My biggest concern right now is like all the added shit, right?
Sure, sure.
Um,
I wish we
because
were just like Europe and like banned all the shit.
that's what I mean.
Like
Yeah,
so many people who think they're not diagnosed celiacs. Like that's a legit thing.
right.
But people who are sensitive to like gluten and stuff, they go to Europe and all of a sudden they're like, yeah, I could eat all the pasta, all this stuff, and I was fine
Yep.
because they don't process it the way we do.
Exactly. And
Like
this one pissed me off. Okay, so this one says like it's like clean energy, and I was ready to buy
the
it
bottle
in the
says
grocery
clean
store.
energy.
Yeah, it says it's rainstorm clean energy, like an energy drink, but that's supposed to be, clean and healthy for you. Yeah, it has 7 additives, um, including like one that makes it so that you could have a metabolism disorder, glucose intolerance. 2 studies have actually suggested that this type of ingredient increases cancer, and cardiac disease. Like there's 7 different ones in here, and I'm like, okay, how can we label that as clean? It's a good alternative to what? To what? This surprises me though. Sun chips. Sun chips are good. They have no additives or anything.
Thing is, additives aren't always bad. The question is what kind of additives.
Right,
So
right. And
that's but yes, yeah, 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 yeah.
that's why, like, I mean, sometimes it will say, like, it'll have stuff that says it's bad. I want to know more, and I look at it. So some of the
Yeah,
things it will say, oh, well, most of the time we're getting way too much of this in our diet. I'm like, okay, I can see that. Thanks for letting me know.
yeah.
I'm still eating it. Like, I've just been trying to be more conscious about
Conscious.
what I eat. Makes
I'm
me sad
not.
though.
I right now am trying to be more conscious of how much I eat because I often
You just need
I'll
to eat.
undereat, and then I binge on crap. So I need
Yeah.
more. I need to eat more period, and more not chocolate.
Not crap.
So I probably get enough calories on average, but they're mostly empty calories. And
I
even if it's not healthy, but it's like processed meat or something, I can't even see what it is.
oh
Like if it's processed meat, which isn't ideal, but it has nutrients as well as all this shit, like I'm like, great, fine. Let's do it. Like,
yeah.
are we able to type messages to the people, or are you?
Yeah.
Sorry, there's messages on the side, and I don't necessarily want to interrupt the podcast for it, but I would like to be able to type to them to say
Yeah,
hi.
you can type to him. Type to him.
I don't think I can.
Oh, you can't?
I don't think you gave me permissions. So right now, hello. But if we don't verbally respond to you, it's because we're,
We're on our show.
yeah, there we
Okay,
go.
there we go. Yeah, see?
We'll
Perfect.
take
Looks
care of it.
good. Um, so anyway, this one is it's a trail mix I get from Costco, and it's on the good one, and I'm like, the only thing that it says it's bad is it's, like, too caloric, but I'm like, I
Okay,
love it.
hold
Anyway,
on, babe. Are you done with the traffic
yeah,
lights?
yeah.
Okay, then I want to talk about me.
Okay, your turn.
My turn. Um, so I've been depressed lately. I've been like mildly depressed for quite a while, a few months or so, like just because PTSD, I'm gonna be depressed sometimes. Like it happens. I'm used to it. I'm okay with it. I I no matter how severe my depression is, I'm always still able to go to work. So that's good. However, I know I've talked about the habit of depression where it makes it difficult to shower. It makes it difficult to remember to brush my teeth. It makes it difficult to do my dishes, to like those things, to maintain my
Mhm,
life.
mhm,
So my house had gotten so messy. There were piles of trash next to my bed because I would take packaged food in, eat it, and then just toss it to the side and never take it out because I don't have a trash
mhm,
can in my room because I care about aesthetics. So I care about aesthetics, so I want a trash can that looks good. So instead of getting a trash can that looks bad, but it means I can put stuff in the trash can, I have the trash all over the floor. So you guys, the not quite hypocrisy, but the lack of logic is not lost on me. It's stupid, but it is what it is. So anyhow, so the depression, like with that, it was spiraling downward. Like the mood, the chemicals were already kind of depressed, and then the situation making it not getting things done was making it worse. Like I bought these nightstands from Amazon, and they were in like 50 pieces each because drawers needed to be put together and all of it. And I
yeah.
had started to open it to start working on them. They had literally been in my living room for over 6 months, kind of half open, sitting there. So there were those. There were boxes of like my patio furniture sitting in my living room. Like there was just a lot of things that ended, like if I got everything done, it would take just a few hours, but
Mhm.
I wasn't doing it. So it was taking 6, 8 months.
But instead of
So
just depression, that is also part of ADHD too.
it's part of ADHD, but it was making my depression worse.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's what it was. So it was making my depression worse. And having all the mess, having all the lack of motivation, lack of energy. So even with the ADHD, because usually with the ADHD, if it's just that, I'll get stuff done, but it's a little bit here, a little bit there. Like it's not
Mm,
sit down and do the one project, but I would
mhm.
get projects done just sporadically, kind of thing. It would sit there for a week, not 8 months. So I posted on Facebook, um, because a while ago, a few Saturdays ago, I frankly, I was jerking off. I was taking care of myself. And sometimes when you release like that, it taps into emotions. It's an emotional thing. And boy howdy did it. So I ended up sobbing that night and
Mm.
finally truly feeling the depth of my emotions and had an emotional breakdown, cried, felt like I was worthless because that's a common theme in my depression and stuff. It's one I'm still working on, and so I was like, okay, I'm at my breaking point. I would love if I could just fall apart a little bit more and just go to the psych ward and be taken care of for a month. Like, let me just sleep, have talk therapy once a day or whatever. Give me crayons. I don't know. Overly
Eh,
medicate me because that's sometimes what they do in the psych ward. I've visited multiple with my brother, like, but like, can I just fall apart and be taken care of for a month and sleep like 15 hours a day for a month? Like, that's what I wanted. However, not possible. I have my job. I have my dogs. I don't have the money to take off a month of work. I can't do that. So instead, I I took a few things, but one of them, I do believe in prayer, I do believe in God, all that. So I posted on Facebook and asked friends. I said, "Hey, I'm at the breaking point. Um, can you guys pray for me? Send good vibes if you don't pray, like what have you, right?" And bunch of friends commented that they're praying for me. One even said she's sending me booty shakes, which I deeply appreciate because silliness is always appreciated. Um,
Twerk it.
and yeah, yeah. And the funny thing is, too, even while I'm severely depressed and like I want to go home and collapse, I at work and stuff, I'm still bubbly. I'm still chipper. Like you can't tell. And I know that's true for a lot of people because the thing is, we're capable of, and it wasn't a lie. I was being genuine. It's just there's a difference between like your baseline, like where your energy is versus your mood. Like there's a temporary energy versus your under like I don't have the words for it. I'm sure some shrink out there knows all the words for it, but but there's a difference. There's
Yeah.
the persona that is genuine because I'm not a fake person. Yes, there are people who fake it. I'm not that. I can genuinely feel happy, feel joy about my life while also feeling like I'm done. Like I can do both at the same time. Um and they don't negate each other. So the whole fake it till you make it bullshit. I can be chipper and happy. That doesn't change my depression. For me, changing behaviors, changing my situation can improve my depression, especially when I'm on meds and everything. Like I'm getting the chemical support I need. But depression, like some people maybe do have depression where pills fix it. Like my mom, when I was telling her about my mood and stuff, she said, "Are your pills not working?" I'm like, "They are, but my pills don't clean my house." Like, turns out, so she's like, "Oh,
Weird.
stupid pills." She insulted the pills, which I appreciate. But along with that though, other people saw it um who are doers. So my brother ended up coming down. He lives a couple hours away. He, bless his heart, he drove like probably it's about 2.5 hours. So he probably drove like a 5 hour round trip one day just to help me. And I'm gonna cry about it again. And then my friend Abigail, who Adrian knows, she came and helped as well that afternoon. She worked until 1 or 2. Anyway, she came and helped that afternoon and she got 3 full bath my you guys, my bedroom, my I rent out the primary room so that I can have the same amount of rent for one room as I would renting out these two really, really tiny bedrooms. So one roommate instead of two,
Yeah.
same amount of money. So one of them is my dressing room. I have a full walk-in closet. I'm spoiled. And the other one is my bedroom. But instead of having like a twin or full size bed that would actually fit it, I have a queen size bed. So there's like a foot and a half, a little under a foot and a half on either side of my bed, and about 2 feet at the foot of my bed. There's not much space. And
Yeah.
yet we managed to get out two, no, sorry, three full, like large trash bags of trash out of there. That's what had accumulated. So many dishes. Some of them were moldy. I was there. And there's still a bunch of blankets and sheets and other things that need to get cleaned out, but at least the trash is gone. So so they did that, and my brother put together my 2 nightstands. We like,
Mm.
we opened some boxes and put the things away, put the boxes outside so that, and that's a project for another day of, and, getting the boxes out. My brother helped with my lawn and got some weeds gone and weed whacked my lawn because my lawnmower did the batter, blah, 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 whatever, not working. So, like, he did a ton of stuff that took my stress levels from 99 down to like 30. So, all like so much of my to-do list. Um, there's still more,
Isn't it isn't it
but
crazy though how some people can just do that?
I can't do that. I can't just go in
I
and
can't do
clean
that
it.
either.
It's I need those people in my life. And so it was, but now that my level's at 30, I've been able to maintain most of it. Yes, I bought more stuff on Amazon. I got my dog's pills in the mail. So like I have a few more boxes. So I was like, okay, today I have a 3-day weekend. So I'm like, I'm instead of sleeping all 3 days, I took my awake pill today so that I can actually get some of those things done so it doesn't get there again. But it has to be a conscious choice, not a, oh, I see that it needs to be done and I just do it. Like I'm not that person. It has to be a choice. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I am doing it. So, point is, they did that. It helped a ton. My depression still wasn't gone. It still isn't completely gone, but I'm a lot better. So then, more recently, this a few days ago or something, I was talking with a friend at work about finances because I still have like, I think it's around fifteen to $16,000 of credit card debt. Yes, I closed all my accounts so I don't max the cards out, but I'm still paying them off. Like right now, one of them, it tells me what my available credit is. I just did air quotes because it's um it's not available. It's closed. But what the but there's $500 from what my uh availability was to what's been paid off.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, no, if I had access to that card, I'd 100% spend that like today. Easy peasy. There's like 50 things I want that could max that out. But
And would
instead,
you say that that
I
has helped you?
oh, like,
Like, just like
yes, totally. But so I was talking to my coworker though about finances and stuff, and how I still, because how I get rent and stuff, I still had access to the account that all my bills come out of. So I still spent it sometimes. I would still spend, and not enough to not pay my bills, but enough to not
mhm,
have anything left over. So I'd still be door dashing using it. I'd still Venmo myself to buy fun things. Like it was bad. So that's why
mhm.
I figured out different methods. Details don't matter. Adrian's helping me with it though. So now I'm
Well,
gonna be cutting
it
up the
might
card.
matter to
Okay.
someone. So
So the
how did you do
details.
it?
Okay, so quick
Yeah.
caveat from the depression story to the money story. So, because, and people dismiss this a lot. They say, "Oh, well, everyone has problems with impulse control." Yes, a lot of people do. This is not, impulse control and overspending is not, I'm not trying to gatekeep money management issues. That being said, there is a difference between normal people who have fully developed prefrontal cortex, their fight or flight, which I think is the amygdala, but I'm not sure. Like, typically only works when you're actually in fight or flight. Like, and granted, everyone in this society, we all are a little, like, it is a little overworking for everyone in general, but there's a difference between a healthy brain person who developed healthy and simply has money issues, and someone who has
Mm.
chemical issues in their brain wiring issues. I have PTSD and ADHD, both of which mean my prefrontal cortex is not fully developed, and my amygdala, or whatever that, I'm gonna look it up. Hold on, you guys, because I might be saying it wrong all the time. What part of brain is fight or flight? It is the amygdala. I win. Wait, and then it's also saying the hypothalamus. What does that one do? Fuck.
Okay,
Uh,
money, because we
so
can go down this and we'll go down the
no,
whole
it's the
ADHD rabbit
amygdala.
hole
So
of
it's the amygdala. My
okay.
amygdala is the one that's in charge 90% of the time because it because it is, because that's how I was raised. Like, not by my family, but by the abuse that was happening outside of the family. Like, that was happening for the first 13 years of my life. So my brain said, you know what? This is the most important part of my brain. This is the part that's going to be in charge, because this is the part that has to be in charge in order to survive. I'm an adult now. I'm not under attack. I'm not being threatened. The amygdala is still, I got this, guys. So half the time, like, I'll be at work talking with a friend, like, there's like one customer or something, and it's chill, and I'm like, oh, I can feel my adrenaline going. I can feel the fight or flight kicking in. And they're like, wait,
Mm.
why? And I'm like, because I'm mentally ill, because I'm wired differently. No, nothing is wrong. However, I heard a sound. I breathed funny. Someone looked at me. Like,
Mhm.
it's just what's in charge. So, with it being in charge, it's kind of a here and now, nothing else matters, right? Which
Yep.
means people like me, ADHD and PTSD combined, and there's other mental illnesses that do this. There, I know that bipolar is a big one for it. Mania, because when mania hits, this happens a lot for people. And it's the same issue. Is normal people's like, oh, I spent too much times 100. It's the and there's never a point where we get sensible and go back to normal. It's
Oh,
just
kitty
a
cat.
constant. T'Challa ran in and ran up to me meowing. Hi, yes, I love you. Here, let's get him up on camera so he calms down. So, you might hear purring now. So for me, it's an issue of I never I never have a sensible part of my brain saying, huh, maybe this purchase isn't a great one at this moment. I never have a part of my brain that says, like, hey, let's think about what this purchase is going to do to my finances. I simply have, oh, the money's available, let's do it. I want it, do it.
Would you say that you go as far to as basically like drain your account so that there is zero?
Oh, 1000%. Oh, I go
See,
negative all the time. So because of this, and the logic side of my brain is very financially savvy. The logic side of my brain knows how to save, knows how to budget, knows how to, like, the logic side of my brain is very intelligent, but it's not in charge of my choices. So I have set up a system that works for me. And this is where this might help with others. So if you guys have an issue, whether it's mental illness or not, maybe you just never cared enough to plan. Um, what I did is I said, look, right now, training the brain, because I do believe, even though my amygdala is in charge, I believe it's possible to the brain is a muscle, right? It's a
I think
muscle.
so.
We think so. It's an organ, whatever. The brain is malleable. It is trainable, regardless of what it actually is.
Is it a
Um,
muscle?
I don't know. Look it up while I talk and then tell
Okay.
us. Um, but it is tissue. The wiring can be redone, but it takes
Nope,
time.
it's just an organ.
Okay, so it's just an organ, but like your neural pathways can be built or rebuilt, but it takes time. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I want to get better about my money. I want to be smart about it. I know I'm capable of shifting it. However, I don't want to continue this cycle and be so debt while I learn. I want to save up while I learn to do it. So what could take 30 years to retrain, I want it to happen faster. Like at least I want the benefit of making smart choices before I have to spend the 10, 20 years making mistakes over and over and over and learning, right? And rewiring. So what I did, I have two different bank, like not just bank accounts at the same bank. I personally, I don't know enough about banks to know like what's good, what's bad. I do know that Ally Bank is good because they have great savings interest rates. So that's why I chose it. That's the one that my bills come out of. So I have a little bit of money go into a different bank. Right now it's SoFi. Don't know anything about it. Maybe should have researched, but I didn't. I just said I need a checking account that I can have checks from. So direct deposit of $250 because I'm a single person and that amount may adjust as I only have access to that, like whatever. But 250 per paycheck, so that's about 500 a month. Um, I say about because there are months that I get paid three times, kind of thing. Um, but 250 a month or per paycheck. The rest goes into my Ally checking. Now, that is supposed to be accruing savings because I do earn more than I spend. I do earn, well, I don't. I earn more than my bills and the 250. So, it should be accruing savings. However, since I had access to it, because here's the detail, my roommate pays me via Venmo for my rent, for her rent. And so I was like, "Oh, I need access to it." So I had that bank linked to my Venmo so I could transfer it to Ally, which makes sense, but it meant I had access to it. So I'm cutting that off. She's still paying me through Venmo, but instead, I'm going to pre-write checks to myself for the rent and for utilities and stuff, give them to Adrian along with a couple blank ones because who knows, like something else might I might need a different amount transferred at times. Um, and then when she pays me, I can deposit it into my SoFi account because I won't have anything linked to my Ally Bank account except my bills, and I have them all recurring payments, so I don't have to do anything. And then and I get the paper statement so I can check and make sure I have the right kind of money and stuff. And I can text Adrian and be like, hey, how much is in there to make sure I do have enough for my upcoming bills and stuff so that because if I need to transfer some of my spending money, okay. Um, but yeah, so I'll transfer my money from the Venmo to my SoFi, my checking account I have access to. And then once it's in there, I'll say, hey, Adrian, it's ready. Please deposit. And then she'll scan the check. Boom, it'll transfer that way. And then and then everything's fine. Granted, ideally, rent she would Zelle or something directly to my Ally account, like ideally, but it is what it is. Like you work with what you have.
So
So point
basically, what
is,
you're saying is like, hey, get someone that you trust, um, trust,
yeah,
and give them
trust
access.
implicitly, like you would trust with
Yes,
your life. Yeah.
yeah, and give them access
And it's
to.
just the password. It's just the password. She just has a password to my account. It's still in my name. It's still my
Mhm.
money. If I need to, I can call the bank and get them, like, frankly, I could go online today and say, like, "Forgot my password," and they would email me, and I could get access back. Like,
Yep.
there's no risk except for, do I trust Adrian enough? And I do.
Right.
But that's the only risk. Adrian could spend my money by Venmo, attaching it to her Venmo or whatever, and transferring her money. First of all, I'd see it.
Exactly.
Second of all, she's not a dick, so it's fine. But let's say that person passes away. They're busy, life gets crazy, whatever. Like, you can get access back. And
Yeah,
then,
because I know you've
but
gotten a lot of controversy against this, being like, "Well, what if she, like, spends your money? What if"
I'd
all
see,
this other stuff.
I would know. Like, that's the thing. I would know, and that's
And
why
how
I get
many
the paper
months have we
statements.
been doing this that I
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, for other people setting it
Right.
up, that is a risk, so be aware. This should be someone you 100% trust, who isn't in financial straits themselves, because then it'll be a
Mhm,
temptation. Even if they
mhm.
are good morally, don't tempt them. Like, don't make
Right.
it so that you're gonna have so much money and they have nothing, and then they feel jealous. Like, we don't wanna set that up.
Not only
We don't wanna
jealousy, but they're like, "I need this to feed my family."
I'm doing this service for you. And if you
Yeah,
do end up, Adrian and I never talked about it, but, like, I don't know if a financial planner or someone is able to do this. There are services that
possibly.
do this, though. There are services, if you don't have someone you trust, there are, I don't remember what it's called. Maybe we'll research it and let you know on a further thing or on the show notes. But where people who aren't capable of, and that's the thing, I am logically capable of managing my money. I am practically not. Like, in reality, I'm not capable of doing it. But that's where I set everything up. I'm still managing it. She's just the gatekeeper.
Mhm,
She's making it's a way, it's building a sense of frugality where I don't have that money. I only have 250 each paycheck. So what do I want to do with it? I need to get gas. Um, I need to take my dogs to the vet for shots. Like, so make sure I spend the money there, because if I overspend, then I guess I'm eating cup of noodles for the next week. Like,
Right.
that's it. Like,
Mhm,
but I'm okay if I do overspend my 250, and that's where I'm practicing. That's where I'm long term changing my brain patterns with a smaller amount that I'm okay risking.
mhm.
So that's what I'm doing. Okay. Did we cover it pretty well?
I think so.
Okay, back to the depression. So I was talking to my coworker about this, because this is right when I was saying, shit, I need to change this because I keep spending too much. Need to get rid of the Venmo, need to get rid of DoorDash, like, kind of thing. Not getting rid of Venmo altogether, but that account linked to it. So we figured out how to do that. I went home and did the other account. And then she also suggested, she said, what finance books have you read? And I'm like, well, I've read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I read something by the sexist homophobe Dave Ramsey. I've read, because even though I don't like him as a person, he has good advice. Um, but I told her, like, a couple of the books I read, and she's like, "Those are all investment books. That's great, but what about just normal day to day money management books?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think I have read any of those." So she was like, "Okay," and we were talking about it, and I mentioned how I feel like, from, years of self analysis, because I'm great at that. It's a whole thing where you go to the therapist and you're like, "These are all my issues," and they're like, It sounds like you know all your problems." I'm like, "Yeah, how do I fix them though?" Like, kind of thing. Very self aware of my issues. Um, so one of my issues is with money is that since I feel like I don't have much personal worth and value at the moment, I feel like I have infinite value when it comes to other people. Like with my interactions with other people, I am fucking amazing. I'm one of the best friends you could have. I'm phenomenal. When it comes to me in and of myself, yeah, I'm shit. Like that's my logic brain knows that's not correct.
I
Emotional
think
brain
that's
says, "No, that's right." And that's an issue a lot of people have, especially
right.
women.
I was just gonna say I think that's an issue. Well, actually, I think it's an issue with guys too. I think it's an
Men
issue
too.
with a lot. Yeah, with a lot of people, they end up putting other people
Others first.
first. I mean, look at
Yeah.
it. Like, look at the spectrum. Like, they're just. I'm just generalizing, okay?
Yeah.
But men normally end up putting their family first, their wife first,
Fair.
partner, whatever,
Not
first. I
all
think
men
it.
do though.
No, they
But
don't.
yes, but it is a
In
people
the
issue. It is a
general,
people
it's a
issue.
it's a
And
people issue.
that specific issue I don't think is the inability to restrain myself from spending. I think that is far exasperated or not exasperated, exacer enhanced, made bigger by my mental illness.
Mm,
But the self-worth thing, I think that's just a human thing. I don't think
yeah.
that's specific to my mental illness. Like, sure, my mental illness doesn't make it easier, but I'm just saying that that's a normal.
I
Lots of
think
people have that
that's
issue.
a normal human thing as well
Yeah.
as, it also can be valued on how you grew up and how you were, if
Oh,
you
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a multi generational thing,
right.
and I think a lot of families have that multi. That all I'm saying is some of my issues I can attribute to the mental health issues and the abuse.
Mhm.
Some of them are just I'm alive, therefore we have issues. Like,
Yeah.
and this is one of those. This is one that I'm
Right.
like, this is
Right.
just a normal. My mom has this issue. Lots of people have this issue.
Yep.
So, point is, I was telling her about this. I was telling her about this dichotomy, and she's like, and where because I feel like my value is down here, then when I see savings start to accrue, I'm like, well, fuck, I don't deserve that. I should be spending it. I should be sharing it. I should be donating, whatever. Like,
Mm.
it, and so we were talking about that, and she said, um, when talking about finances, daily spending, savings, in relation to value, she said, "Okay, when you do find books, you should read like I was like, I should read ones about the emotional relationship with money, not
Mm.
simply how to manage money." And so she
Yeah.
recommended Susie Orman, sorry. Um, because yeah, guys write about finances too, but she specifically talks about women and her emotional side of money and how
Okay.
women want to do stuff. So I just finished one of her books, but while reading it, um, I think the title is genuinely like Women and Money. And I have another one that I'm going to start once we're done with this podcast while I do some of my cleaning. Um, she does mention how a lot of women don't value themselves. Like she talks about that. She addresses it. And
Right.
so one night I was listening to that and it triggered me, not full blown panic attack trigger, just it got me thinking about stuff and feeling my feelings because a part of it is I'm exceptionally good at dissociating. So, thinking about the future, planning, I'm great at planning 5, 10, 20 years down the road because that means I don't have to address here and now. So,
Mm.
listening to this book where I'm having to look at my here and now, I'm having to be in the moment. That's an emotion I'm not used to yet.
Mm.
So that was just overwhelming. Overwhelming is a better word than trigger. It was overwhelming. So I stopped the book. I went inside. I was going to actually work on my finances so that I could make sure, like, see how much extra I could pay on my credit cards to get
Mhm.
those down. And as soon as I came inside, because you guys, I spend most of my free time outside with my dogs. I just do. So I came inside to open my computer and open the spreadsheet. And all of a sudden, I could feel my heart racing. My breathing was a little bit more
Mhm.
difficult. I even texted Adrian and said, I'm on the verge of a panic attack. And she said, "Oh no, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing to calm down and stuff?" I said, "I'm ignoring it." So totally healthy. But that was sarcasm. Don't ignore
I think
it.
that was my response too. Was, oh,
Yeah,
that's healthy.
that was. Yes, yes. We're very sarcastic. Great people. Um, so while I was somewhat ignoring it, I was typing. I was like trying to sit up straight so that my lungs weren't compressed and trying to breathe deeper, but it was still going. So I ended up calling my sister because it was
Mhm.
late and Adrian goes to bed early. So I called my sister to talk it out with her. She's great because she doesn't, bless her heart, and she's not listening to this. She doesn't like her swearing and my oversharing about my sex. So,
Hi,
she's
Sarah.
yeah, right. She wouldn't care about that, like me sharing this anyway. But she doesn't like to feel deeply.
Mm.
So she's great to talk to as a sounding board, but she's not necessarily going to get emotional with me. So she's good for that kind of, to talk things out with. But if I want emotional support, she's not the one to go to. So since I am good at self-analysis and figuring out my own shit, like it's fine to not have that emotional side support.
Right.
So I was telling her, I'm on the verge of a panic attack. I was like, oh, did you do your panic breathing? She knows from me, like when people say like do
Mm.
controlled breathing, like breathe deep, hold it, breathe out, hold it. That for me can trigger because that's what I did while being abused. So I looked like I was in control so the abuse wouldn't get worse. So for me,
Gotcha.
allowing myself to do actually helps my body be like to reset, to be like, oh, I'm okay. I'm allowed to feel, so I'm okay.
Mm.
So I did that a few times, and along with I did do deep breaths as well to make sure I got oxygen. But which is the point of the deep breaths. But well, actually, oxygen and also to get more carbon dioxide because sometimes when you panic, I don't know all the science, but like that's why you breathe into a bag because sometimes
Mm.
you do need some carbon dioxide. So sometimes that level goes down and your body anyway, science that I don't fully know, so I'm gonna move on. Um, but while talking to her, I also have to talk things out to understand what I'm feeling. Like,
What's going on? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I need someone to talk to. It helps me process my own stuff.
Right.
So even if they don't provide it,
I think that's part of
like
ADHD. Like, if I like voice it out, even like if you're just
it helps
here
us.
listening, then I'm like, oh wait, I just answered my own question.
That's where it was. But our brains go so fast that if we're not talking it out, it skips over it and moves on. Yeah,
Yep.
hardly is it. So while talking with her, I forget exactly what it came to. I think it was the self worth stuff. And so I was like, okay, that's not going to be solved tonight. Like, I'm not going to suddenly feel like I have self worth simply because I recognize what the issue is.
Right.
But the feeling was stronger than it had earlier when I'm just talking about it in theory, right? So I'm actually feeling this disconnect between my plans and where my self worth is. So I was
Gotcha.
feeling it, therefore it was overwhelming. So I went into my room after I did my planning and stuff, and I laid down, and panic was still going. Like, not full panic attack, just the, uneasiness. So I prayed. I even texted my manager, though. I texted her because I opened the next morning, and I'm like, just a heads up, if this evolves into a panic attack, I may not be able to make it in tomorrow because it's draining. It's a physical
Right.
thing.
It is. Like
And
some people that don't experience the panic attacks, they don't understand. It is not
it's not just
only,
mental.
yeah, it's
It's
physically draining as well.
so physically draining. So and she was incredibly supportive. I fucking love my manager. She joked at first because I joke all the time as well. Um, she said, "Would it help
Wow.
if I ordered you?" What is your audio okay?
That was weird.
Okay,
All of a sudden,
we're good.
uh, yeah, all of a
It
sudden,
glitched.
I heard a song playing. No, a song was going on. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? I don't know. Maybe I hit
Something
a
else
button. Who
connected with
knows?
your headset. Who knows? Okay, so my
Yeah.
manager though, she's super super supportive. So she joked and texted like, "Hey, would it help if I ordered you not to have a panic attack?" I'm
Did
like,
it?
I just laughed at that. No, but I did laugh. And then she was actually genuinely like gave genuine like, "Hey, if it
Mm.
helps, your job is not at risk. I'm not firing you. You are capable." Like she was very
Oh
supportive.
my
She's very
god.
very
That is like the perfect workplace, especially like
She's amazing.
holy crap.
She's so amazing. Like, we also need to watch, and I still haven't done it. I'm supposed to watch a video because Down East is, well, Maloof Company in general, supports ending sex trafficking. And so there's a video that we as employees are supposed to watch, like a training that is in video form, on being aware of like what signs to look for, kind of thing. So
That's
that
cool.
if you see something, you can help. She knows my past, so she said, "Hey, when would a good day be to watch it?" And then stuff happened and we have low hours, so I haven't done it yet. But like, who would you like here so that if you get panicked and stuff, like you can have a support? Like which coworker? And there's one coworker who I'm like, if I start panicking, she would be amazing. I love all my coworkers, but
Helps
she's so
ground you.
loving and kind. Yeah, she's grounding. Like, yeah. So I was like, oh, that would be perfect. So
I
if we can
wouldn't
work when
like
she's here.
volunteer to go with you, but I would probably have a
Yeah.
panic attack first.
You'd have to sit in the other room. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
anyway,
if you want to watch me have a panic attack, that's a great way.
then
Actually,
I'll
I
keep you
still want to.
distracted so I would comfort you.
Yeah. Well, and mm,
In any case,
now I'm curious though of what it does say and stuff because I'm very
I'd have to watch
curious.
it. I'll let you know once I actually
Okay.
get do the training.
Because
Once I do the training.
I've had some businesses actually reach out to me, and I've done an interview on,
Like
uh,
how what to look for and stuff.
yeah. So I'm
Nice.
curious of how much it lines
Well, I
up,
will
or
let
if
you
they
know.
have something new to say. So
I will let you know once I know. So in any case, she in other words, she's very supportive. So she texted me and stuff. I ended up not having a full blown attack, so I did go to work. But what I did is I prayed because I can sometimes sense the angels around me and stuff. And even if I can't, I know they are there. I had one time I had a quasi vision. I call it quasi because I don't physically see stuff, but I in my mind's eye I can see things that I know isn't my imagination. It's
yeah.
seeing what's really there but not in the physical realm. So one time I even did that where I saw thousands of angels who were essentially assigned to me. And frankly,
Mm.
everybody has this. Everybody has a battalion of angels. I don't know how many people's in a battalion, so go bigger if that isn't much. An army of angels
There you go.
wanting
There
to
you go.
serve each and every one of you.
Wait, so
Everyone
you're
does.
saying that
Everyone
like
does.
you can be like,
So
hey, Angel, go get me a
I
Diet
need
Coke.
this. Oh, I need this. But they're not here on the physical level.
How do
So,
you know? How do you know that are not the poltergeist that just smacked my,
because
you
I
know?
know mine. I know my angels. Those aren't
Okay.
angels who do that. Those are other people. Anyway, this is not a discussion about that. This is a discussion about my depression. So
Okay.
but I did pray and I said, Heavenly Father, I'm feeling like shit, as you know. So Heavenly Father and Mother, I pray to both. Um, can you please like if there are because I'm feeling shitty about myself, I'm not as confident in my prayer. So instead of saying, I would like this, I said, if it's possible, if they're available, could like somebody help comfort me, help ground me because I'm not doing it right now. Like I'm not in a mental space right now to do it myself. Can you send someone to help me? Instantly, I could feel and sense dozens of angels holding me. They just
Wow.
whoosh came and they're just holding me. They have not stopped yet. Anytime I think about it, I'm like, nope, they are still there. And I keep doing my stupid thing where I say, hey, if you have something else more important to do, like by all means, you can go. And they're like, shut up. You are worth it. We love you. You are important. You have value. Me, and the problem is in my mind, somehow there's this weird connection of if I have value, then others don't. Like an unhealthy view. This is not accurate. This is not accurate at all.
And it's
But
good that you can recognize that.
yeah, yeah. But like if they're helping me, then someone is being neglected. No,
Mm.
no, there is not something more important for them to do. These specific angels are here because this is what's important. There are angels out there doing things for others because that is what's important. But these angels are here for me to help me with my life. Sometimes that is helping me know what to do for others because we are not self isolated. However, right now, my biggest issue is feeling like I have value in and of myself. So that is
Mm.
their biggest thing. So and maybe they do trade off at times where it's like, oh, I have an assignment that is more pressing. Tag team. Like,
Okay.
which fair. Like going into the analysis of how angels run things. Anyway, point is, I am worth it. God loves me. The angels love me in and of myself, not based on how useful I am to others.
Mm. Mhm.
That is a different thing. Serving others is good, it's important. It is separate from me by myself. It's still valuable, but it is a separate value.
Makes sense.
So
I can see that.
that has been helping a ton. And it's the whole thing where it's uncomfortable, but you
Mhm.
don't expand your comfort zone by staying comfortable. So they are helping me expand my comfort zone. One of the things Susie Orman mentions at the very end of that book is say your name. She talks about, I'm not going to go into the details of it because frankly, you can go read the book. But, and that's why I texted Adrian earlier saying, I don't love the last name Packard. I don't feel identified by it. It doesn't feel emotionally right anymore. But I do love Rachel Ann, which is my first and middle name. So I think I'm gonna start going by that when oh, what's your full name? Unless it's a legal document or something. Like, oh, I go like my last name's Packard if you need it, but my name is Rachel Ann. That's what I prefer. Um, because that feels me. Like if I ever actually finish writing that stupid book, it's gonna be Rachel Ann, not Rachel Ann Packard. That kind of thing. Like
Okay.
that's how I want to be known, Rachel Ann. So, although my first name is still Rachel, so I'm fine being called Rachel. Like, but in a professional setting, first last name Rachel Ann is what I'm saying. Um, and she mentions saying your name in the mirror to yourself, like as if you're introducing yourself to a group of women, kind of thing, like so that you can take ownership and pride in who you are. Like, is what is what she was saying, and I'm like, I love that. And the idea of doing it, I'm like, I know I can do it, but the idea of standing in front of the mirror, saying my name, building my energetic self,
Mhm.
I'm like, that is a fucking fantastic, very simple practice to do daily to build my actual emotional neural pathway
Yeah.
sense of self-worth.
Yeah,
So I'm
it
gonna
is.
start doing it. So that's my story. So
Well,
I'm still in the middle of all this,
mhm.
but I've taken steps. I've got angels supporting me, and I'll get there.
Yeah.
And then something else will come up because I that's not the last thing I have to do.
So I saw this. I don't remember where TikTok, Facebook, who the fuck knows anymore.
Oh,
They're all blended, right?
they are
uh,
the
so
interwebs.
right. So I saw this woman with ADHD, and she's like, "This is how I get my little things done that I don't do, such as like washing my face and brushing my teeth. Done.
I washed my face this week.
Good
By the
job."
way, for the first time in like a month. Okay, go on.
So in her bathroom, because she knows that every day she's got to go pee. So whatever. Um, she has this these tabs on her bathroom, and she put in on the tab. It's a wristband, and it goes on the tab, and the tab is like magnetic, so it just automatically can just go on that thing. Um,
Okay.
but it's her to-do list. It is like this long
So
on her
as she
wrist.
does it, she can take that thing off and put
Uh-huh.
it up. Ooh. I'm
Right?
not sure that exact thing will work for me, but or for everyone, but I love that.
I like that idea. My
Like I
my only
might
issue
try something like that.
my only issue is, okay, what if I clean a room or something and I don't
And
go
you're
and I
not
put the thing back right away? Am I just
Well, I
gonna
think what it
lose all
is,
of my things?
move it to the other arm so that next time you go to
Ooh.
the bathroom, you can put the like
Ooh.
left arm is my
Okay.
to-do list, right arm is done. Anytime I go to the bathroom, I can put the right arm stuff up. Done.
Great.
Got it.
Isn't that a cool idea? I was like,
I love
that's
it.
cool.
So now
But you
I
can't
just
go to
need to buy
work like
bracelet.
that.
No, but I could have a before work, after work
Yeah,
to-do
you
list.
could. You could.
Because before
And
work, I want to shower. So these
mhm.
need to be waterproof, but cute. You know me. They have to be cute. So
They
before
are
work
waterproof, but
is
I mean, it looks like
they
a
can be
whole
whatever
tank.
they can be. It can be whatever it can be. Yeah. But like before work, I need to eat breakfast, take my meds, take a shower, wash my face. I would love to start doing makeup, but that's for the future. And I would love to read scriptures. Like, that's it. An hour's worth of stuff. Do I do any of it? Mostly not. So having like that many things, be like, wake up this time. There's your to-do list. Brush my teeth because I forget to do that way too often. Thank you, ADHD. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and you can definitely shower with it because like it's just the rubber ones, and then it's just like the little.
Oh, I wouldn't do rubber ones. You know me.
I know, but I don't know if we can think of something else like. But that's what she
As
does.
long as
She
it's
does it from
magnetic, or I could just get a cute jar that my bracelets go in, like
back at work.
kind of thing. But yeah, just something. Yeah, I like this.
I know, and I just thought about I thought about it because I saw her do it, and I wish I could find it again, and I wish I could know who it was so I could give him credit, but I have absolutely no idea. So it's lost in I don't know which place I
Yeah.
found it. So I mean, if I find it, I'll let you guys know. But it was these. So it's these like little plastic tabs, and then she put the to-do list to her everyday list,
Oh,
and then it
those
went
are too big. I
on.
don't like it.
I know, but I mean
But
that's what
but
she
the
did.
idea, you could get anything like that if you wanted to. Like you could I could get like if you want to spend money on it because you know I love spending money, you could do like gold bangles, but pay someone to like print what the to do is. Like so it looks fashionable. So if you leave the house, because
That's a
not
good
all of your
idea.
to-do list is going to be at home, like it can go with you kind of thing. But But if your to-do list is changing all the time and you want to be able to have it change, something like that. There are also, though, I have seen bracelets and stuff, jewelry that has like a locket where, like, I have a bracelet that had an envelope thing and it had something in it that said, I
Hmm.
love you. My mom gave it to me. But you could do something like that with a note in it for customizable. Like, today I need to do XYZ, but it's not an everyday thing. It's not a normal thing, but like I have a return to Amazon or something. Like,
Hmm.
kind of thing. You could add your one-off things without like buying a new bracelet for that. But and that's where something like that would be useful because that you can open it and write something, put it in. So you could have like a set that is this is my daily routine reminder,
Yeah.
and then these are my like I could have my bangles for my everyday things, and then an extra one that has something that I don't think is pretty, but but it's for the to do.
Right.
It's the new, it's the one off one, kind of deal.
I mean, they have shit like this too. I mean, then you could put anything you wanted. You could even have it like engraved or something like that. So then it was like a little bit prettier.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that kind you could
Oh,
get those for cheap at
well,
any office store. So yeah, that could be
well,
the
I'm
one off
wondering too, what you could
packs.
do is like, um, you could even have like a bracelet and have like those or like a charm that means different things and then
Oh,
like
you
take
totally
them off
could.
as you go.
Yeah, you
But
totally
my
could.
issue with that would be remembering what the charm is for, especially if I
So
like
maybe for a
change
while you would
it.
have the charm and the thing and the tag until you know what the charm like until it's been like a month. I've done this a month. I know what this charm means because it's
Well, the
associated with
thing
me. And
would
then
have
take
to
off the
be
writing.
it would have to be a charm or something for something that I would
I
be
used to do
doing
the
all the
dishes. It's a
time.
dish.
Right, not
It's a
my,
pill
like,
bottle. I know what
work
those.
to-do list or something, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I love this because
Not an abstract. I love
she
that.
was saying because oh god, I love this. Okay. These I think this is kinda what she had. It's a magnetic holder, so it just holds them all right there, but then, like, in the morning, you can just go what she did is
Grab
she
it.
just has them all in a row and whoop, so it's easy, it's there,
I like
and you
that. I
can't
like that.
ignore it. It's on your freaking hand.
I do like that. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna adjust it for
I
my
like
personal
that.
taste and everything, but I like it.
I like this. I wonder if I could do this with my kids. I wonder if I could do it with my kids.
Probably.
I bet you I could. Because then, like, I could have one for them and one for, like, okay, this is what you need. I don't know if my son would do it because he's kind of a. I bet you my daughter would love to do this. No,
What would you say? It's I'm looking up the custom bangle bracelet words. There we go. That's what I want. I just want it stamped with my routine. That's what I want.
with your routine.
Yeah. Scriptures, teeth, and then after work is dishes, trash.
Mm.
Like it's just a few things. It just makes it pretty. I like pretty, you guys.
Mhm.
Don't judge me.
Okay, I love this. I'm gonna do it. You know what? I would love to do something like you do, but I won't.
Wait, what?
I won't take the time to go get something.
Oh, it's gonna be
So
expensive, so I may do like a one bracelet per like what's the one thing I want to change now? Let's buy that one. And then in a month, like it and not insanely expensive, but like 25 bucks for one of these custom bracelets.
that's what I
So I
mean.
can't
Yeah.
buy 10 right now, but I can buy one every paycheck. So right now, my biggest priority is scriptures. So I can get one that
Mhm.
says read scriptures. And then that's the one thing I add to my thing. And then in 2 weeks, when I get paid again, I'll get another one that says shower. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
one at a time.
Mhm.
Hmm,
Yeah, I think this is the
this
type of
one's
stuff that she had
$15 and it's cute.
or
Okay.
something like that. That's what she got. I'm gonna get that. You
I
know
like
what?
it. I like it.
I'm gonna do it
I think
just
this is
because
smart.
I'm not. Otherwise, I'm not gonna do it.
To be fair, I think I'm going to do it
It
cheaply
just says.
first to see if it works before I spend tons of money on it.
Well, that's what I'm gonna
Right?
do. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do
Yeah.
too. So the one with the road that has the magnetics on it, it's like I've got two of them for 11, and then these I don't know how many comes in it because it doesn't say, but a pack of them for the bracelets is $7. So that's what I'm gonna do.
What are the things called? They're the rubber ones that everybody had, Live Strong, all that shit. What are those called? Are they just wristbands?
Uh, Rubber wristbands, like something like
Bracelet?
that.
I'll look.
You like
Yeah, they're
those?
just called wristbands. No, I hate them, but I'm wondering if they would be cheaper. But
I
I
hate them
think they're
too.
cheaper for buying a ton,
It's
not
like
for
a
one or two.
bulk. Yeah, it's like to give
Yeah.
them
So
for,
never
you
mind.
know. Oh wait, is that?
I have bangle bracelets.
Oh,
My
that one's
issue
easier
is,
to
so
prevent.
wait, on her bracelet, she doesn't hook them. Oh no, her bracelet hooks. Like she has a,
So
yeah. So okay, I can do that.
she
Because I'm
puts
just
it
thinking,
on. She puts it on the bracelet, and the bracelet has the magnetic thing. Like so,
oh,
she
because
puts it. So she puts the little thing. It goes on that stretchy bracelet. Like I should use the stretchy. Like you use it for you can.
that's
It's
what
the
I mean.
hair tie
That's what
ones.
I mean.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
but it's on,
it's on already.
but it's on like it's on. Oh, bad symbol. Because my only concern is if it's just magnetized to it, that's able to come off when you're doing something.
No, 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 no.
So no,
Um,
so it's not. That is what it is on the mirror or whatever, but not on
so
her wrist. On her wrist, it's actually hooked on. She has
yep,
to take off the wrist, off the bracelet, take it off, put it on. I'm good
like the
now.
key
I'm good
ring,
now.
the key ring.
Yep,
Yep, key
I'm good
ring's
now.
on here.
I'm
Yep.
good now. Simpler for taking it on and off, so it's not super difficult, is if you get them with a thingamajig. Hold on, I'll come up with it.
I know what you're thinking. The
The thing that
clip.
opens easily,
Yeah.
like a carabiner,
Yep.
or something like that. That might be easier. Just get a bunch of little ones,
But
so you're not
she's
like taking off the whole bracelet, taking off the ones you've done, like just to make it easier for our ADHD brain.
right. But she just has them like when so that she doesn't have to go through and like clip them all. She just has them magnetically on the thing that's on her wall, and then each individual has a bracelet so that she can just go whoop in the morning,
No, I
and then
get
it's off.
that. Oh, each one has a bracelet. I'm with you now.
Yeah.
Ignore me now. I'm good.
Each one has if I can find that video, I'll show you.
Yes, so exactly what I'm talking about the bangle, except hers look different, but it's one bracelet each.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you now. I'm with you now.
One
Yeah.
bracelet
So it's
each.
a
Yep.
one time putting it on.
Hmm.
Like using the thing to, so it's a one time annoyance. And then
Um,
it's great and easy for the year to come.
yep.
Okay, I'm with you now.
It's completely on, and then
Yep, yep, yep.
I think they're like the hair ties, the spiral
Yeah,
coil.
yeah, yeah. No, the rubber spiral thing. Yeah. How big is half an inch? I just took my ruler into the other room. Damn it.
Don't
I'm
do
debating
that.
sizes. Oh, no, not that. I feel like our podcast we're done. Does that
I
sound
think so
right?
for today.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think so for
Well, we
today.
love you guys. We do have a TikTok.
We
We
haven't posted on there in
sometimes
a while.
update it. I updated it a little while ago. But definitely follow and subscribe. We are going to be here more. And if you subscribe, then you don't have to keep checking back to see if we're back. It'll just
Yep.
load once we're here.
We're on
So
YouTube
subscribe
as
wherever
well.
you listen to podcasts.
Yep. Check us out on the YouTubers as well.
Rate us if you liked us. Don't rate us if you hate us. Just move on. Unsubscribe if you hate us. Love you. You're good.
Yep, pretty
Okay.
much. Okay.
Good.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Adrian. Love you.